Hey there, future teaching rock stars. Getting ready for that primary school teaching assistant interview.
That's awesome.
We're here to help you totally crush it.
Yeah.
Think of this deep dive as your secret interview prep weapon. We've got you covered from nailing those tricky questions to insider tips that'll make you stand out.
Absolutely.
We'll even sprinkle in some wisdom from a primary school teaching assistant career guide.
Oh, nice.
Plus, we'll show you how RoleCatcher's AI can give you that extra edge.
It's a game changer.
Ready to shine?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's jump in. First things first, let's talk about experience. They're going to want to hear about it.
Oh, for sure.
So imagine this. You're face-to-face with the hiring manager, and they ask, can you tell us about your experience working with children?
Okay.
Now, you might be thinking, does that summer I spent wrangling my younger cousins count?
Right.
You bet it does.
100%.
Here's the thing. Even if you haven't been a classroom teacher yet, you've got skills. Think about those times you were patient, a pro at explaining things in a way kids understand. Or maybe you even, managed to stop a sibling squabble before it escalated.
Yeah.
These are all gold.
Oh, yeah. They want to hear about that.
Right. Instead of just saying, I babysat a lot, you can say, while looking after a group of kids, I learned how to manage different personalities, encourage sharing during playtime, and even handle those little disagreements before they turned into major meltdowns. See the difference?
Huge difference.
You're not just telling them, you're showing them. It's about framing your experience to highlight those amazing teaching assistant qualities you already have.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, let's face another question you might encounter. How do you handle challenging behavior in the classroom?
All right.
This one can feel tricky, but the key here is focusing on positive reinforcement.
Yes.
Think proactive, not reactive.
Love it.
The Primary School Teaching Assistant Career Guide actually highlights the importance of creating a positive learning environment. It's not just about keeping things calm, it's about building a space where every student feels supported and ready to learn.
Yeah, I love that.
Exactly. So ditch any talk of punishment and instead talk about clear expectations, redirection, and of course, rewarding good behavior.
Yes. Yes.
For example, you could say something like, I'm all about setting clear boundaries and routines. If a child is having a tough time, I gently guide them to a different activity or use a reward system to encourage positive choices.
Perfect example.
And this is where your creativity comes in. Maybe you have a calming corner set up with sensory activities or a special reward chart. This not only answers their question, but it gives them a glimpse into your teaching style.
Absolutely. Yeah. They want to see your personality.
Now, each classroom is a rainbow of different learning styles.
It is.
So be ready for this question. How do you differentiate instruction for students with different learning styles? This one is your chance to prove you understand that not all students learn the same way, which is a fundamental part of being a great teaching assistant.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. It's about showing you're adaptable. Brush up on your visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners, and have some examples in your back pocket.
Yeah, have those ready.
Imagine you're teaching about fractions. You can say, for a visual learner, I might use fraction circles, or even draw pictures. For an auditory learner, we might come up with a fun song about fractions. And for a kinesthetic learner, bring on the hands-on activities. Think building blocks or even play dough to make fractions come alive.
I love it.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you tailor your answers to match what schools are looking for in your area.
That's right.
It's like having a personalized interview guide.
It's amazing. It really is.
That's right. RoleCatcher can analyze job descriptions and give you feedback on your responses. It's like having a secret weapon to help you put your best foot forward. But for now, let's tackle another big one. Teamwork. Schools are all about teamwork.
Right? Oh, yeah. Big time.
So be ready for the classic question. Can you give an example of a successful collaboration with a teacher or other staff member?
Okay.
They want to know you can play nice in the sandbox
Yeah.
and be a valuable part of the team.
Right.
It's like the Primary School Teaching Assistant Career Guide says this role requires strong interpersonal skills and the ability to work effectively with teachers, students, and parents. It's a whole team effort.
It really is.
And when you answer this one, be specific. Don't just say, I'm a team player.
Right.
Tell them about a time you worked with someone to achieve a shared goal.
Yes, 100%.
For example, you could say, in my previous role, I noticed some students were struggling with reading comprehension. I teamed up with a teacher to create a Reading Buddies program, pairing those students with stronger readers.
Oh, nice.
The The results were amazing. Not only did the struggling readers improve, but it also boosted everyone's confidence and love for reading.
Love that.
C. You've got this. Now let's switch gears a bit. Remember all those times you've explained something to a kid and suddenly, bam, light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Assessing student progress is all about recognizing those moments, big or small.
Absolutely.
They might ask, how do you assess student progress and provide feedback to students and teachers?
Okay.
You're showing them you can observe, analyze, and communicate effectively about a student's learning journey.
Yeah.
And it's not just about grades or tests, right? Think about all the ways kids show their learning through their questions, their creative projects, their interactions with classmates.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you answer, talk about using a variety of methods. You could say, I'm a big fan of the holistic approach. Of course, formal assessments have their place, but I also think it's important to use observations, student self-reflections, and even those little anecdotal notes we jot down.
Yeah.
It gives a well-rounded picture of their progress.
Right.
And here's where you can really connect those observations to feedback. You could add, I believe in giving regular constructive feedback to both the students and the teacher. It keeps everyone in the loop and helps tailor the learning experience for each child.
And that open communication is so important.
Now, let's talk about an incredibly important aspect of this role, supporting students with special needs. The interviewer might ask, how do you support students with special needs or disabilities in the classroom?
Okay.
This one is all about demonstrating your commitment to creating an inclusive learning environment for every student.
Of course. Yeah.
And remember, it's about understanding and implementing IEPs, using respectful language, and tailoring your approach to meet each student's unique needs.
Right. Yeah. And I think
The Primary School Teaching Assistant Career Guide emphasizes the importance of being knowledgeable about different types of learning disabilities and how they manifest in a classroom setting.
right.
Exactly.
Yes.
For example, you could say, I'm dedicated to creating an inclusive classroom where every student feels supported. I'm comfortable working with IEPs, implementing accommodations, and using a variety of strategies to help students succeed. Whether it's modifying assignments, providing assistive technology, or using visual aids, it's all about meeting their individual needs.
Perfect.
Remember, RoleCatcher can help you fine-tune your answers to these types of questions. Their AI can analyze job descriptions to see what specific skills and experience employers are looking for, helping you tailor your responses to emphasize those areas.
Oh, that's so helpful.
It's like having a personalized interview coach in your back pocket.
It is.
Now, inclusivity goes beyond just supporting students with special needs. It's about creating a welcoming and respectful environment for everyone.
Yes, 100%.
Which leads us to another common question. How do you ensure that all students feel valued and included in the classroom?
Right.
This is where you can showcase your commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in the classroom. Think about it this way. You're not just creating a classroom. You're creating a mini world where everyone feels safe and respected no matter their background.
Exactly. And seen and heard.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you answer that question? By bringing those values to life. Talk about incorporating diverse books and materials, using inclusive language, being mindful of hidden biases, and actively creating a space where everyone's voice is heard.
Yeah.
You could say, I believe in celebrating the unique cultures and backgrounds of each student. We might read books from different authors, discuss current events from around the world, or even have a cultural exchange day where everyone shares a piece of their heritage.
I love that. Yeah.
And remember, specific examples make your answers even stronger.
Yes, always.
Right. Like during Black History Month, I'd love to collaborate with students to create a project highlighting the contributions of African Americans to art, music, science, and literature. It's about making learning relevant and engaging for everyone.
Right, exactly, yeah. And bringing in those real-world examples, those are so key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of tailoring your approach, interviewers might ask, can you tell us about a time when you had to adapt your teaching to meet the needs of a specific student or group of students?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about a time question.
Right.
This is your chance to really shine as a storyteller.
Yes.
Choose a specific situation where you identified a need, got creative, and made a positive impact. Were there students with different learning paces?
Yeah.
Did you come up with a new activity to help a student who is struggling?
Yeah.
Walk them through the challenge, your solution, and the outcome. Remember, you're demonstrating your flexibility and student-centered approach.
Absolutely. Show them what you did, how you did it, and what was the outcome. Yeah.
And last but not least, be ready to show your commitment to being a lifelong learner.
Oh, love it.
They might ask, how do you stay current with best practices in teaching and learning? They want to see that spark, that dedication to always growing as an educator.
Yes.
This is where you mention those professional development workshops, conferences, books you've read, or even online resources.
Yes, 100%.
You got it.
Yeah.
You could say, I love attending workshops on new teaching strategies, like those offered by the National Education Association. I also make it a point to stay updated on the latest educational research through online journals and podcasts. There's always something new to learn.
There is.
And hey, don't forget to mention RoleCatcher. You could add platforms like RoleCatcher are fantastic resources for continuous learning. Their AI-powered tools offer insights into specific job requirements and interview practice, which helps me stay ahead of the curve.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's such a great point. RoleCatcher isn't just about landing the interview. It's about setting you up for success throughout your teaching journey.
Love it, yeah.
So there you have it. You're armed with insightful answers, practical tips, and a sprinkle of inspiration from the Primary School Teaching Assistant Career Guide. Remember, you've got this. Walk into that interview with confidence. Let your passion shine, and don't forget to breathe. And before you go, here's something to think about. What's one thing you're most excited to bring to the classroom as a teaching assistant? Let that excitement fuel your interview. Best of luck. You've got this.
Yes, good luck.